Bev, is my dad back? What? No. Hi guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and today this is currently my preview for the Manchester United versus Newcastle game, which is on Saturday 18th of November. 18th of November, it's on BT Sport 1 HD, and it's on Manchester United television. So now we're back into Premier League action at the current weekend, after now we've had the international break. As we know, the table stands City top, we're second, 8 points behind Manchester City after that bad loss to Chelsea just before the international break, and it was a poor performance in that game. So hopefully, we've got to step it up now, and we've got to start winning and getting back to winning ways as we did before the Chelsea game. But as I said, the performances haven't been the same since the Liverpool game. The performances have not been the same, as we all know. But so far, we know we've got Newcastle on Saturday at the weekend. Then, we've got the Champions League. We've won 4 out of 4 in the Champions League so far. And it's at Old Trafford, this Newcastle game. We've still got 100% record at Old Trafford this season. We haven't conceded a goal yet in the Premier League at Old Trafford this season, as we all know. Just to give you a few updates going into this game, a bit of update on Phil Jones, because we know he'd suffered an injury early on in the season, because he limped off, he come off in the Huddersfield game, in that defeat, 2 defensive mistakes, and was replaced by Lindelof. But obviously we know Lindelof's not ready for the Premier League yet, in my opinion. But during, we know it's been the international break, England played Brazil yesterday, it was 0-0. And Phil Jones reportedly went off in the England and Germany game. England drew the game 0-0 with Germany, but reportedly Phil Jones had limped off in that game. I'm not quite sure what type of injury it was, but what I've read of what's been said, it's not too serious. Is this current minor injury that he suffered? I think he said he limped off in the England-Germany game, and it said he could feature in the Newcastle game. He may not feature in the Newcastle game. Is Mourinho prepared to risk Phil Jones? Because, Mourinho's a big admirer of Phil Jones. So that's to update you on. He did limp off in the Germany game. We've also got Paul Pogba that's now recovering from injury as well. But reportedly it's saying in the press that he is unlikely to feature in the game against Newcastle on Saturday. So it's saying it's unlikely that Paul Pogba is going to be playing in that game. But it said he is recovering from injury fantastically well. Is Paul Pogba as well, our most central creative midfielder, and we know that we're missing Paul Pogba, and how different our midfield is, how effective it is without Paul Pogba there, as we have all gathered. And Marcus Rojo as well, it did say actually he was expected to return into action after the international break, with long-term injury as well, Marcus Rojo. I don't think he's going to be featuring in this Newcastle game, but I think it said in the press he is likely to, recover from long-term injury and get into the first team action in December. So in December time, he could be playing then, could Marcus Rojo. I think this is what it said in the press about Marcus Rojo as well. Ibrahimovic is expected to return in December as well, with long-term injury as well. But yeah, going into this game, this should be Manchester United win, as I currently said in the current process. You've got Newcastle that are sitting 11th in, you've got Newcastle that are sitting 11th in the Premier League, 14 points. Let's just go to Newcastle, see how they've been doing, because I haven't really been following them. Let's go to Newcastle. Let's go into some something here. So he did something up here. Yeah, Rojo misses Saturday, as I said, yeah. So Rojo's missing Saturday. Pogba's unlikely to be featuring in the game. Yeah, it says he's going to definitely miss Saturday. anymore. It's saying that Phil Jones is in doubt. Phil Jones could play in the game. He's in doubt, is Phil Jones. What does it say? Phil Jones could recover from his injury when playing for England. Well, a minute. So I think there's a bit of Newcastle news here. Injuries for Newcastle is Moreno, Lascelles and Atsu may be out for Newcastle as well. Might have pronounced that wrong, but that's what it said anywhere in the current process. So the injuries to update you with Newcastle got. It says Mourinho, Lascelles and Astu may miss out for Newcastle, and it's saying it's almost likely that Rojo's not going to be featuring this game. Paul Pogba's not expected to be featuring in this game as well. So that's the main part to get over and done with in that scenario. We'll go back. Bloody boiling in here. Go back on here. So, it's goody annoying this, sometimes this computer. We'll go up. So, basically, fixtures. So, Newcastle. Let's have a look at the last 5. So, Newcastle lost at home to... Did they beat Bournemouth or lose to Bournemouth? Yeah, lost at home to Bournemouth. Beat Burnley 1-0. Beat Palace 1-0. Drew with Southampton. Drew with Liverpool. So, yeah, they drew with Liverpool as well. So, yeah, that's Liverpool. That's Newcastle's last 5 games, Lost to Bournemouth. Beat Burnley, I think. Beat Palace. Drew with Southampton and drew with Liverpool as well in the current process. Did Newcastle. I think this should be Manchester United win. I definitely think it should be Manchester United win. But we'll go into some statistics about this. Let's have a look. Some statistics about this. We have won 22 and lost just one of. We have won 22 and lost just one of our last 32 games against Newcastle. So we've got a fantastic record against Newcastle at Old Trafford. Our last loss to Newcastle was 1-0 in December 2013, courtesy of a Johan Cabaye goal. Newcastle have lost 25 times against us in the Premier League. Only versus Arsenal have lost as many games in the competition. Indeed, the Magpies have lost 84 matches in all competitions against us, more than versus any other side in their history. Jose Mourinho's side, our side, have lost 2 of their last 3 games in the Premier League, as many as in their previous 37 combined. However, at Old Trafford, we are unbeaten in 22 Premier League games, winning the last 6 in a row without conceding. We last won 7 consecutive home league games without shipping a single goal back in March 2010. We have scored league high total 12 and share 52% of our Premier League goals in the final 15 minutes this season. Rafael Benitez has lost 5 times against Mourinho in the Premier League. Only versus Alex Ferguson has he suffered more defeats in the competition. Also 5 versus Arsene Wenger and Harry Redknapp. This is just the statistics. Rafa Benitez has lost 5. Benitez has won 4 of his 13 previous Premier League matches against Manchester United as manager. Only Arsene Wenger, Mourinho and Gerard Houllier have won more against the Red Devils in the Premier League. Benitez could become the first manager in the Premier League history to win at Old Trafford with 3 different away clubs, having won there with Chelsea and Liverpool previously only with Leicester and Aston Villa has also won there with 2 different clubs. Lukaku has been directly involved in 9 goals in 8 Premier League appearances against Newcastle, 5 goals, 4 assists. After scoring 11 goals in his first 10 games for Man United, Lukaku has since gone 7 without a goal, firing just 5 shots on target in this period. So that is your statistics for this game. So we've got a very, very good record against Newcastle. And Benitez has got a bad record against Mourinho. He's lost 5 times against Mourinho in the Premier League as well. We've got a good record. We've won 22. We've won 22 and lost just one of our last 32 games against Newcastle at Old Trafford. So nearly got a good record against them. And Mourinho As I said, you know, Benitez has lost 5 times against Mourinho. In the Premier League. So yeah, should be Manchester United winner, as I said. Going to be an interesting game because we've had, you know, early on in the season, you know, we had Romelu Lukaku that was scoring goals for fun. I think he's got 11 or 12 now in all competitions for us. But he's gone 7 games now without a goal, so he needs to start getting that goal scoring form back. Does Lukaku? You know, we've got Rashford and Martial that's still performing fantastically well. You know, they're continuing trending well together. And as I said, you know, there's still areas where Mourinho needs to address. You know, we definitely need someone that can cross a ball into the box. We still need a creative winger, as we all know, in the process. He's still looking to address the midfield more as Mourinho, because the board have made it clear to Mourinho he has to sell before he can buy. That's been made clear. But yeah, we're still on course, but we've got to start getting wins now together, because City are 8 points clear, as we all know in the process. So this should be really an easy win. You know, the statistics, we've got a very good record against Newcastle. You know, they did win the championship last season as well, did Newcastle United. But it says we've won 22. And we've won 22 and lost just one of our last 32 games against Newcastle at Old Trafford. And Rafa Benitez has lost 5 times to Jose Mourinho in the Premier League. So, gotta say, it should be Manchester United win. It says Newcastle have got a few injuries as well coming into this game. He says Rojo could maybe come back to the first team in December, I think. Pogba is recovering from injury. He's been out for over a month now, but he's unlikely to feature. As we know, Jones had limped off in the England-Germany game, so he could feature. He could not feature in this Newcastle game, not quite sure. And Fellaini's back as well, isn't he? Because he come off the bench in the Chelsea game as well in the current process. So, yeah, that's my Manchester United Newcastle preview. Drop your comments, likes, below on the channel. If you do consider, as always, subscribe to my channel as always. And take it easy. And I'll see you guys all later. Bye.